Welcome to Let's Play Burnout, Episode 7. Alright, so, up to this point in the game we have already finished Championship Mode. But again, to those of you who are very much veterans of this game, you probably know very well that we of course need to get through Face Off in order to, of course, receive the unlockable cars that are a part of this game. So, heading down to Special Mode, and of course, I'm basically going to be showing off all three of these things, more or less. So we've got Face Off, Survival, and Free Run, and also Free Run Twin, which is basically just a multiplayer. And so, let's get through Face Off. And, well, since I've used all 5 of these cars once, and well, since I've already used the muscle car twice up to this point, I am going to drive the pickup. And as for the colour, well, sure, why not? Let's get this thing in red. And so, let's head to our first face-off race, where we will be competing at Twilight Narbour against the Roadster. Can we win? I hope so. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully, since I've now reset my TV, I won't be having as much trouble as I did prior to this attempt of recording. Yeah, so basically what we have to do as well, it's more or less a 3-lap head-to-head where you're basically facing against one opponent, and essentially you basically have to beat the opponent in order to officially, you know, in order to officially unlock the car itself. So this is basically what I suppose you could say is more or less the bonus vehicles in this game, as like they're basically the unlockables to what you do not usually see in Championship Mode, until you have... Honestly, the one thing I actually like about that is the fact I'm saying that whilst I was right behind him, we both wrecked in the same incident. I thought that was actually pretty good for, you know, synchronicity purposes. Oh, I forgot that was a left turn. And the Roadster has just been caught out by traffic on the left-hand side. As of which, here in the UK we do in fact drive, of course, on the left-hand side of the road, but alternatively, almost the rest of the world, unless you live in either Australia, Japan, or Seychelles, then you essentially know very well that most of the world clearly drives on the right-hand side of the road. And no obstructions this time at the crossroads. And up to a left turn we go, and... oh, okay. I did not know the Roadster was right there on my ass. You will not win this fight. You shall not win this fight. I think in some cases I cross-referenced the Lord of the Rings when I said that, even though realistically the actual term for it is you shall not pass. Although it doesn't matter because you already passed me. Because, well, I wrecked myself. Oops. No, don't want to be making too many mistakes up to this point, because here at Twilight Narbour I'm basically racing against the clock as well as my opponent. And oddly enough, one thing I've also noticed with the music in this game is that primarily it basically tends to change. It basically has a tendency of changing pretty much on the map. And I caused myself another wreck. I'm just causing all sorts of problems at the moment. I've probably no idea how that did not go any worse than it did. But hopefully from this point, the Roadster will more or less make a mistake up to this point. But yeah, basically overall, the music itself tends to change as we go through each lap, more or less. That's basically what happens. Oh shit. That was close. Aha! You are not forcing me out in the traffic this time. And he continued. Damn it. I basically tried to wreck him, but yet, in the end, I basically pulled off a Danica Patrick and wrecked myself. Just basically being one of those drivers that probably needs to learn how to wreck someone without wrecking myself. Oh, and I think he did just... Okay, I'm stupid. I am actually stupid. Oh, yeah, okay. I knew he was going to pay for that. He was not going to benefit from bump drafting me. He was not going to benefit from bump drafting me. This could be close, considering the one we got. Don't rock. I don't think I'm going to beat him. Unless he racks into... Damn it. Can the game at least reset me in front? Oh, it's going to be close. Yes! I just beat him. My god, that was close. I mean, once we wrecked, I basically just had 5 seconds left to finish. And I basically did it by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, don't think I'm going to save this one. Anyways, that's the first one. And my overall score in the end, 154,809. And a total of just over 350 grand in insurance damages. Well, don't think I really need to save any crash replays up to this point, since I'm probably not going to be using them. Unless I can get a good shot with a crash or something. But anyways, that was Face-Off 1, and we have unlocked the Roadster. So, let's now head over to Face-Off 2, where we now have the Roadster. And as for the colour, well... well, I had the muscle car in blue last time, so I think... yeah, sure, why not? Let's drive this thing in silver. As of which, we are now heading to Rush Hour, and we are facing against the tow truck. Which probably will be a car that I'll end up showing off after this. But anyways, let's go to Rush Hour, where I think this is the reverse course as far as I can work out. And this thing has a long 5th gear, as I have just noticed. Also, furthermore, I should probably note, this thing was quite low down. And that's about as quick as I'm going to get. And yes, I am in the lane of oncoming traffic. Considering this is very much what we would see from rush hour traffic. Yeah, sure. Let's try and see if we can use up some boost. And a top speed of 141 miles an hour with the boost. And I apparently pulled off a burnout. Okay. It's alright, it's fine. We're cool. No, he's staying close to me. He's definitely not letting me pull away from him even with the boost. So the tow truck is keeping me in check. He's not letting me waltz away with this one. And saying that, I now have my first crash in the race. But fortunately, so does he, because that thing is huge. I thought to myself, to get out of the oncoming traffic. Okay, well, that's probably my safest spot from the traffic. As long as I don't make any major mistakes. And oddly enough, at this point, I'm actually not making too many mistakes. That's probably the safest lane I could be in. But anyways, that was a lap of Rush Hour reverse, considering that's basically what this course is. I got away from that one. Yep, the tow truck is still behind me with that big ass grill. The tow truck is still behind me with that big ass grill. Yes, apparently that's what he has. Again until I crash, which I would imagine is going to end up being completely called for. Oh, Jesus Christ! I was just virtually snaking whilst I had the boost. It literally felt like I had rocket boosters there for a moment. Although in saying that, I've now crashed again. Although fortunately, so did the tow truck. shall not pass. And by the way, yes, to those of you who have heard of the Lord of the Rings, you probably know very well that's exactly where I got that reference from. You shall not pass. As said, of course, by the remarkable Shakespearean actor Ian McKellen. And I still continue to fuck myself. Whoa, look at the tow truck though. Although I still don't like how the game rejoined me in the middle of traffic. That was a lucky escape. I'm pretty sure this is where my boost will maximise. But anyways, we are now onto the final lap here at rush hour. And I really cannot make any mistakes now up to this point. I need to try my best to avoid them any way I can. As I move over to where the traffic is in. Yeah, I have no chance of avoiding that. I have no idea how the tow truck made it through that. But anyways, I managed to defend my position, which of course is the lead. Managing to slot myself through the traffic. Just really hoping I can succeed with this one first time. I still have my involvements on staying up in front. Please make it. Boost power! Okay, I made it. It's alright, it's fine. We were good. No, I don't think so anymore. And there goes the tow truck. I really want him to wreck. Although in saying that, he has a disadvantage in terms of acceleration. So I might be able to beat him. But again, it's going to be close. Anyways, I win. With 5 seconds to spare. So, 2 races down and still 2 to go. Average speed of 107 miles an hour and $500,000 of insurance damage, with my biggest crash coming on the final lap, the first of only 2 wrecks I had throughout the day. Anyways, let's continue, because that is what I do. I continue. And so, we now have the tow truck in our garage. And let's now move onwards to Face Off 3. And yes, this is the tow truck. And this is the car I'm going to be... sorry, the vehicle that I'm going to be using next. Because we are doing night shift against the Saloon GT. Let's see if I can manage to beat this thing in spite of my acceleration disadvantage. Okay, so I think it's now taken me up to like probably 5 failed attempts to try and beat the Saloon GT doing this. And trust me, it's not a case of me not trying, it's just a case of me not necessarily getting the acceleration I need in order to officially beat the Saloon GT. Why I thought it was a good idea for me to try this in the tow truck, I have no idea. But I just thought it was a good idea for some reason. Despite of literally knowing how much oversteer. I'm getting at the moment. And yet somehow, in spite of all the fishtailing, I'm somehow managing to... I'm going to shut my mouth now. At least until the Saloon GT crashes. And I'm hoping it's only to do that sooner or later. I thought it was a good idea for me to use the tow truck. I will probably never know. I mean, I more or less knew this was going to be more of a challenge since I was at an acceleration disadvantage, but at least I can say at the moment I'm actually managing to keep up with the Saloon GT, as like he's not pulling away from me about as much as I thought he was going to do, and he's still going to be ahead of me because I fucked myself at the same time. No, you shall not pass. I also just wrapped both of us. At least I can say I'm actually ahead of the Saloon GT momentarily. Even though he will clearly blitz me around most of this course with his acceleration and speed advantages. Unless he does that, then I might still have a shot at contention, but this is proving to me there is a chance I could beat the Saloon GT driving the tow truck. There is a possibility. I'm not saying I will do it, but I will say it's a possibility. I just need to have less of the mistakes than he is currently having. And yes, I am using boost. Try and see if I can stabilise the issue. Even though I'm still being plagued with oversteer. And I think it just racked somewhere. I don't know where, but he just racked somewhere. I'm pretty sure he did. I can say up to this point that there is still a possibility. I am not completely out of this thing, at least not yet. Even though it's already taken me about 5 failed attempts to try and do for myself to try and do this. Still, where is this Saloon GT now? No, he's still there. I thought for sure he was starting to do essentially what I did, That's basically just become a victim to mistakes. Although it doesn't matter because I finally win. And furthermore, I also set a lap time that was about 15 seconds faster than my previous lap, and probably 20 seconds faster than my first lap, but anyways. So, that was an ordeal and a half to try and beat the Saloon GT, and as I have proven, well, not the first, but I have proven it is possible. Ah, damn it. I was going to record a replay. Well, I guess I'll have to try and see if I can get a replay shot from the free run or something. But anyways, I set the 4th best lap time overall, and apparently it's not surprising to see the Saloon GT that quick around night shift because, well, he's quite clearly the quickest. By pretty much 11.5 seconds over me. And so, let's now head over to our final face-off challenge. Face-off 3 has been completed. Car unlocked, Saloon GT. And so, let's now head over to our final face-off challenge, which is... yeah, that's basically what the Saloon GT is. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's try this thing in black. As it is now time for the 4th and final face-off challenge, which is Midnight Run. Yes, I'm also having some water to stop my voice from dying. Oh my god, this thing has definitely got some speed compared to the tow truck. And to anyone who is asking about me showing off the bus, I will get around to that. As long as I don't... yeah, I just had to check the viewpoints. I get hardly enough. I only get 2 views. I only really get a view from the bumper cam and yet another view from the I'm going to shit myself. And yet another view from the karma. Instant karma. And it doesn't even look like I'm going to succeed with this. Although, in saying that, I spoke too soon. No, actually, as a matter of fact, I spoke right on time. Because at the moment, I'm just making mistake after mistake. I don't think I'm good. As a result of that barrel roll I had, well, mercifully, I'm surviving. And I think it's fair to say that I've definitely hit top speed with this thing. Wow. The bus is all the way over there. Also, speaking of that, aha! You shall not get your revenge on me this time, Mr. Taxi. You do not have revenge over me, like you have done on the other previous times. Well, at least I can say the bus didn't pull too far away that I couldn't catch him, which is the fortunate thing. But officially, here we go. I now lead for the first time as a result of myself being much quicker and much better tuned than the buses. And in saying that, I hit the wall. Although, oddly enough, the bus up to this point isn't catching me. Probably because I would assume you two probably had an incident in the tunnel, more or less. Because like you more or less had a crash somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, doesn't matter, he's still behind me. Well, at least I can say I'm... I thought for sure I was going to say it, but then suddenly I just remembered the picnic cable and basically just ran to me. And yep, this bus sure don't fuck around. Meanwhile I do. But still, this bus must have some serious... This bus must have some serious speed, if it's not acceleration. It must be some serious speed. Yeah, the racks are unavoidable. As much as I really try my hardest to avoid the racks, I always have to make myself a part of them because I'm very much an accident-prone driver in racing games, or the designated and accident-prone driver when it comes to video games. That's more or less what I can say I am. As you can see by pure proximity. As we now dive down into the tunnel. Yeah, it's always got to be this same old course that just eludes me with areas where I can probably imagine myself getting fucked. And he is right up there. I have no idea how I squeezed through there. Fucking hell. I do not know how I squeezed through that gap. Didn't even think I was going to bridge it. Didn't even think I was going to bridge that one. But anyways, the bus has fallen behind and it is going to be victory for me. In spite of all the mistakes. Yeah! So, anyways, there we go. Face off is done. And ultimately, overall, it took me over 6 minutes. Sorry, 6 minutes and 14 seconds to finish that race. And a total of over $700,000 of insurance damage. Only a score of about 71,737. So, yeah. I think it's fair to say that I have definitely topped the worst driver leaderboard by some margin. For pretty much the top 7 spots. But anyways, we win the bus on our first attempt. So, now of course, I'm gonna show off survival mode and, well, car I'm going to use... well, let's use the bus. So, if I just head to a circuit somewhere here, let's go to Cliffhanger, which I think, as far as I know, is also the name of a Sylvester Stallone movie. But anyways, so this is basically what we have to do. We basically have to set 3 laps around the circuit and basically try our hardest to not have a single crash. So yeah, that's basically what happens with survival mode. It's not impossible to set 1 lap without causing carnage, but again, doing 3 laps around a course where you're basically just trying to avoid the wrecks. I did not mean to retry. The game just basically fails you if you crash once. But anyways, let's now head down to Free Run, where I will officially be able to close this game off. And as you would have anticipated, I'm going to use the tow truck, and circuit we're going to go to... sure, why not? Let's go to Gridlock USA in the tow truck. So with Free Run, you're basically setting 3 laps around a circuit where there is basically no rush hour traffic in any way, shape or form. And this thing still continues to have wheel spin. But ultimately, overall with Free Run, you basically don't have to comprehend with any traffic at all. Literally no traffic whatsoever. Just basically yourself and the AI. So, that will conclude it for Burnout. So, overall, this game very much humble beginnings towards what would very much become an insane and ludicrous arcade racer game series, but ironically a hugely successful racing game series overall. And certainly a gaming series that is worth playing if you're just wanting something that is short, simple, self-explanatory, and also something you can essentially feel, you know, obligated towards doing. So yeah, I would definitely recommend giving this game a try. To those of you who might be Burnout enthusiasts, just to see how very much of a revolution in the 2000s this gaming series really was, and still is. So, basically what I'm going to do to end this as well, I'm going to look for probably somewhere to crash. Although, oddly enough, in the tow truck I'm actually pulling up an overtake, even though I did have to squeeze the roadster into the wall. So, just going to look for somewhere to crash now. That's not what I had in mind. Just to end off this game, because I figured that would be the appropriate thing. Just gonna head through here and try and see if I can conclude this game with a crash. So yeah, there we go. Okay, thanks to everyone for watching, and peace out.